Hello and welcome to the application section of the National 5 video tutorials. Today we're going to talk about compound interest. So compound interest questions have three important pieces of information that you need to know from the question. You need a decimal fraction, either an increase or a decrease, depending on what your question is about. A time period, so over 3 years or over 2 days or over a couple of hours, that kind of thing, multiplied by the original number. So either that will be an investment that you made in a bank account or a number of cells that are in a bacterial culture or something like that. Okay, so first of all I want to make sure that we can all find the decimal fraction that starts off our compound interest working. The first one here says the value increases by 3% each year. If that's the case, in the first year, when you've got your 100% to start with and it increases by 3%, you have got 103%. If we divide that by 100 and take the decimal place 2 places back, then we have our decimal fraction, 1.03. Okay, if a value decreases by 11% each year, and the second example, then we've got our original 100% and we're taking off 11%, that will get us to 89%. If we divide that by 100 and take the decimal point 2 places back, the decimal point lands there, so we need to put a 0 in front. 0.89 is a decrease of 11%. And the final one, a value increases by 741% each year. That means if you start off with 100% and you add on 741, you get 841. Take the decimal point 2 places back by dividing by 100, and our decimal fraction is 8.41. It'll be very unusual to see something like 8.41 as an exam style question. You're more than likely to have a 1.0 number or a 0 point something number if it's a decrease. Okay, so here are 3 examples for you to try out. I'd like you to increase a value by 7%, decrease a value by 2%, and increase a value by 16%. And give me the decimal fractions for those numbers. I'll give you a couple seconds. Pause the video now because the answers will be revealed shortly. Okay, so if you got this right, you should have got 1.07 for an increase of 7%. You should have got 0.98 for a decrease of 2%. And you should have got 0.84 for a decrease of 16%. Alright, so let's look at an exam style question now. We've got Tess invested £5,000. That's our original number, 5,000. She invested £5,000, receiving 4% interest for 5 years. Okay, so we've got our time period is 5 years. And we've got our decimal fraction is going to be interest of 4%, so increasing by 4%. 104 divided by 100 is 1.04. Okay, so that's the working we have to do. 1.04 to the power of 5 years multiplied by our original investment, £5,000. So if you put those values into a calculator, you should get a final answer of £6,083.26. So here's a compound depreciation question this time. Gemma bought a car for £10,000, so we have our original number is 10,000. It depreciates in value by 4% each year. So we have our decimal fraction, a depreciation or a reduction of 4% gives us 96%. Divide that by 100, we take the decimal point 2 places back and we have to put in a 0, so that's our decimal fraction there. And we've also got the time period because it says how much is the car worth in 5 years time. So 5 years is our time period. Okay, so to set up our calculation here, we've got 0.96 raised to the power of 5 years multiplied by £10,000, and our final answer, if we put that in the calculator, is £8,153 and 73 pence. Here are 4 examples for you to try out. They're all exam style questions. Pause the video now because I'll give you the answers shortly. Okay, so for the first one you should have £1,771.56. For the second one you should have £113,374.08. For question C you should have £9,774.08. And for the last one you should have 2,880 bacterium. Okay, so if you'd like to further your skills a little bit with some exam style questions, here are your links to the SQA past papers. Can you spot the pattern? Paper 2 question 1, paper 2 question 1, paper 2 question 1. What's the betting that 2017 will also have a paper 2 question 1 compound interest question? Remember, all these papers can be downloaded for free from the SQA website. Thank you very much for watching the video and keep studying hard.